What is going on, guys, and welcome to an overview of what I did in Football Manager 2014 with Red Bull Leipzig. I did not do this series on, or this save I should say, on YouTube. I ended up just doing it offline myself. And as you see, I got to the year 2043, and which is the longest I've ever gone in any in any Football Manager. So off the top of my head, I think it is anyway. And it's the best save I've ever had. As you can see from this history, success, we'll review how I did in terms of success, in terms of trophies. We'll look at maybe some significant transfers, players, what happens in the future on my save in this, and all that good stuff. Anyway, let's look at competitions. Right, so remember, starting point was 3rd Division German football. They just got promoted from the 4th tier German football in when the save started. So what I ended up achieving was 11 Champions Leagues and 1 runner-up. Now the runner-up was a 2039, which is a complete shock. I lost to Monaco in the final. I was devastated, truly devastated at that one, because it was just like, oh my god, I actually lost a game. Because this team, as you can see, I won, what was it, 20, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38 straight Champions Leagues. Then I lost the final in the 39, so you can imagine my shock in that. It's got to the point now, this save is no longer fun. But I couldn't bring myself to delete it because it was such a good save, and I've still got FM14 on my old laptop, which is what I'm recording this on right now. I couldn't believe it, so I thought I'd just transfer over. I couldn't delete it, you know? It was like something I've worked so hard on, and it's just too precious to delete, I guess, in a way. Anyway, FIFA Club World Cup, I won 10 of those. 1 Europa League, only one time. I think maybe I spent 2 years in it, I can't remember off the top of my head. UEFA Super Cups, 10 of those, 2 runner-up again. Bundesligas, I won 21 Bundesligas. Now, we'll look at the history, actually, just quickly of the Bundesliga. And just look at the past winners, and you'll see. You know, look at that. We just won everything. You know, nobody's competing with us anymore for the Bundesliga title. But it wasn't always that way, as you can see. For a good while, it took me 2022 to win my first Bundesliga, and since then, other than 1 year when Bayern took it, we haven't looked back. What else we got? We got second division. I got third. I didn't even win the second tier of German football. I got a 3rd place. I spent 2 years in the second Liga. In the 3rd Liga, with the 3rd tier for German football, I spent 1 year and won that straight away. And obviously, you got the success I didn't do. And now, probably. Oh, sorry, we got the Porkals too. I got 13 Porkals, 1 runner-up, and 17 Super Cups, 5 runner-up again. But my pride is actually, other than the major stuff like Champions League and League, is nine under 19 leagues and 3 cups. Because what a huge thing for this save was was to produce my own talent to a degree. A lot of this, I mean, the German national team would take regularly 12 players from my team, sort of thing. I sold a lot of them off. I have actually, or when I say I grow my own in terms of. It was players who've just spawned into the game as my players, but also I classify grow my own as players I've bought under the age of, say, 18, particularly 16-year-olds. I buy them in and then develop them on and sell them on, potentially. As you can see, I mean, we'll look at some players I've bought in. Well, some of the players of the squad now. Vitor Leiter. This guy, I mean, you look at his stats and you don't think he's not that impressive compared to, you know, Manuel Neuer. Actually, I don't know what Manuel Neuer's stats are off the top of my head. He has actually declined a little bit. Oh, he's actually improving a little bit. I think he has declined. Pretty sure his reflex was a little bit higher than that before. This guy is my backup. Another very good player. Doesn't get in the team a lot though. Probably my pride and joy is now. I nicknamed quite a few of these different players. Hulk. It's not his actual name. I nicknamed it. This is one of my pride and joys. This guy has just been such a phenomenal player. I think he's actually not some. Well, yeah, no, he's a phenomenal player. Look at these, averaging above 7, pretty much every year. Is it? Pretty much, if not all year. I mean, his first year he was basically 9 if you rounded up, and this year only 8 games in before I stopped. Who else? Javier. No, I don't know how you pronounce that. Javier. Because it's like Xavi, you wouldn't. I don't know. It's not the point. That's not the point. I've never had to say his name, so it's not the point. 47 million I spent on him because it's got to the point now. I'm getting huge budgets. If you look at payrolls, actually, this will probably tell you why my team is so good. if you look at the payrolls, salary per annum, my salary 132, Bayern Munich is only 100 sort of thing, so 102, it's 103 technically, but we're spending considerably more money. I mean, look at Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg is only 14 million at this point, and we're 130. But we're not high compared to Liga. Now, Liga is a very interesting development in this particular save. Liga has gone on to become a fantastic division because you've got PSG, Monaco. Wow, I say it's a fantastic division. It was a fantastic division, and then it's fallen away in the last 5 seasons or so because for a good solid period of time, PSG with the Qatari owners, Monaco who still have their Russian owner, and then Stade Rennais got bought by a tycoon from somewhere, I can't remember now, but got bought for tycoon and spent lots of money. Lens spent a lot of money with their Azerbaijan owner. He spent a fortune on the team, and then they sold to a German, I think it was consortium, and they continued to spend, but particularly under the Azerbaijan owner, he spent a lot of money. He was actually their real owner, and he was spending like money's going out of fashion. So those four really did become the big four, and they got to the latter stage of the Champions League all the time. And Monaco, despite having in real life averaging attendance of 7,000 at times, have now built a massive stadium and expanded the stadium sort of thing consistently, which is pretty cool. Who else? Rossell, he's a beast, absolute beast for us. Ryman, Scott Donald, actually a Scotsman. That's a bit of an odd one, I know. He was he's pretty insane. This team now, I say it's not enjoyable anymore. This by the end I was just playing it because I did not enjoy FM14 at all. This is the only save I actually enjoy playing at all. Yeah, it's the best save I've ever had, so it's kind of a weird message I'm giving you, I guess, but I did not enjoy the game as a whole in terms of the match engine. I didn't enjoy Football Manager 14. I couldn't get into any of the saves. That's what really frustrated me. Maybe it's because I was so addicted to this one to the start with. Maybe that's why, I don't know. But I just didn't enjoy this year's game. Last year's game now. Duro, £54 million worth. It's now this guy, Sebastian De Martin. This guy is. How many times did he win the Ballon d'Or? We look at his records. But he's not. Believe it or not, he's not my best player in my opinion that I've had. He's won. You look at it. Look at his records. Where is his Ballon d'Or? Named Ballon d'Or on 4 occasions. He's incredible. Prete, this guy actually came from my own academy, and he's now worth 61 million. I think he did anyway. Pretty sure it's him. Yes. No wait. Yep, came from my own academy. Tugert, somebody I spent a lot of money on, and he's only had one good season. He did really. 60 million I spent on him, and he only had he had three good seasons to pay it back. But that's all to do because of, is he even in the squad at the moment on this thing? Or did I get rid of him? I might have got rid of him. Utara, this guy, where is he? He might be on here. This guy, Julio Cesar Ferreira, was the best player I had on the entire time. He really was my Cristiano Ronaldo, my Lionel Messi. He was just incredible. At the time, he was a phenomenal player. Kingsley Ofori was the captain for a long period of time before retiring. Wagner, he came from my own academy. He was fantastic. Mertens, a Belgian. René Rashwan, he was also a captain for me for a long period of time. It was really good. Who else? Utara, here we go. Bakary Utara. He's not retired yet, is he? I don't think. No. Now you look at 34 years old, and his stats have decreased a lot. But look at his records, his goals and stuff. I bought him for 22.5 million. When I bought him, I only bought him as a 4th choice striker, and 22.5 million spent on a 4th choice striker just tells you the strength of this squad it got to. But you look at his goal records; it's pretty insane. Camilio Terranova. Another fantastic player he was for us. Who else? Fog. I don't know why Fog is there. Rodrigo de Real is another. He's basically the Messi now at this point. He's like the Messi of the time. He's pretty nuts in the way he performs. Now you see, I spent a lot of money on these players, but I sold players for quite a lot of money as well. If we go to our history, I've got my own stadium, which I can't. It won't let me. It glitches out. It won't let me expand anymore. Yet me selling out all the time. You see, if you see, I spent 103 million this year, and I sold 82.5. Sorry, not 82.5. 82.63. Last year, I spent 8.88, basically 9 million, and I made 42. The year before that, I didn't spend a penny, and I made 56. 51 spent. That year, I sold less. So it's like I went through periods of. Sometimes I'd reinforce the squad. It was all dependent on what was coming through the academy, what I needed immediately to buy. If say someone came happy and I had to sell, 3 million spent, 73 million made, 80 million basically spent, 30 million made. 28 spent, 13 made. So it was more towards the end where I was. Well, actually, no. 21 spent, 77 made. 105 spent because of the 60 million on Turget, but 46 made back. 22 basically broke even there in the profit. 57, 33. So you see, there's always lots of little bits of business going on, but a lot of if we go back to the older ones. A lot of, particularly if we go further here, like Forkel, all three of those young players who don't actually think any of them have played first team games yet because they're like 16 years old. Barecki, another young player. Javier was a older player. Another young player who never actually made it. Bodner, young player who's not played yet. Capuano, who's only just come in. Flores, who's not really made it yet. Pascala, who's only just come in. Feld, young player at the time he was. Barbosa was really good before eventually selling him on, but he was only back up to the German, whoever he was. Roncon never made it. Ladasi was another young player. You see, I spent lots of money on young players because I felt happy spending 20 million, or not 20 million, but 10 million plus, considerable sums of money on young players because they're going to be with me for 10 plus years. So if you break it down that way, it was not a problem. But Wayne French, I actually tried to get him for a number of seasons. I tried to get him when he was pretty much when he just moved to Chelsea, but Chelsea were having none of it. And Chelsea actually, if we go back to Chelsea actually got relegated and were in the Championship for a period of time at Lampard Stadium. Now Daniel Levy, I believe, owned them at one point. Daniel Levy took over, and just go through. I'll go through some of the major clubs that people may be interested in, see what happened with them. But they did get relegated, and they were in the Championship for a season or so. Anything else really? Okay, I'll just go to the major clubs. Arsenal are pretty amazing at the moment, these days. Pretty incredible what they've gone on to become. Man United, look at them. Everyone obviously 2043. Everyone's new gen, which may actually, in a way, I like seeing the real players. Of course, like I like using the real players, but new gens just adds something different to the Varane arena, to the save, because you're not like, you don't know who's going to be good, sort of thing. I mean, a big thing for me, transfers, regardless. I mean, the technical attributes were important, but the determination is a key one for me when buying those young players who actually go on to develop into amazing players for me. I can't believe Liverpool haven't left Anfield. That's the one thing I don't get on this. I mean, they've got up to 60,000, but pretty much the other teams. I mean, Arsenal was the same. Why haven't they built a new stadium like other teams have, given the success they've had? So it doesn't make sense to me. Tottenham, you're looking at this going, where are Tottenham? They're there, but Tottenham have only just they're in their new White Lane, of course, but they've had a torrid time. They were really, really successful under Villas-Boas. Champions Leagues, Club World Cups, Europa Leagues, runner-up, Premier League titles, but they got relegated, and they spent a considerable period of time in the Championship. I can't even remember this layout now. French football, if we go to the history, past winners, you'll see the battle between the big four that it went on to become. Spain, past winners, you'll see it's Real Madrid, Barcelona, but Atletico Madrid did come good for a period of time. Well, when I say for a period of time, they won one, but then they've got a pretty amazing squad. Italy, if anyone's interested, who won what? Champions Leagues, you know I won the Champions Leagues, but there's been other winners, of course. This video is going to get a bit long now, I'm mindful of that, so I'm going to end this soon. If we go, I'll scroll back to the Champions League winners to see who won. But you know, you can see from this, you can see the likes of Monaco are now just incredible. Actually, the best team in France with their huge stadium. I still don't understand how they fill it. I mean, I could be wrong. Off the top of my head, something like I read a report once, people complaining about Monaco's in real life attendance of 7,000 or 8,000 or something like that. And then someone pointed, off the top of my head, someone pointing like the population of Monaco is really small, and they're like, to get that higher percentage of those people to go and watch your team is a really big achievement when you put it that way. So for how they've got, what is it, 55,000? I don't know how they've got 55,000, but it's a game, so whatever. Aleph Web, I can't remember if I showed him. He was a really good player, who I bought him when he was young. Just thinking anything else I really want to show that people may be interested in. Who have you done that? The debt's really. I've gone over the billion price value briefly. Got some affiliations. Not really done a lot with that. Staff, we had a takeover for more Germans. Ownership. And I've just consistently signed new contracts. Tactic. If anyone's interested in my tactic, what I used in this, this 4-5-1 has been the one I've used for the majority of the success. And then this Red Bull, was it this one? No, it was the Jomo attack I used. That one was successful in the earlier days. And I actually used this 4-5-1 on the PSG. But it's been changed a lot in terms of instructions and stuff. This one, you can see there's no instructions. I'd never used any instructions at all in this save. It was all due to, I guess, an amazing team, pretty much. But that's about it, really. So this is, I mean, it would have made an amazing save on YouTube, but it just wasn't meant to be. But I hope you guys enjoy this. To see, this is kind of thing I want to build with a Marbella or Boston, or not really Fulham, to be honest, but particularly Boston or Marbella, starting from a lower league, building it up into this sort of team, like becoming a powerhouse of football, I guess. So this is something to influence maybe your decision in which team you vote for in my previous video. But that's about it, really. So I guess I'll see you guys next time.